Hi, Tony.
Hi.
So,
It's William!
why does the me of the individual, why does it turn liberation into this huge, insurmountable task?
Well, it can do. I mean, for some people, there's a tendency to make it huge and insurmountable. For other people, it's just another way. It's just the way. There are characteristics that are built into the DNA of the apparent person, which are nothing to do with me. And when the whole illusion of there being a me, of individuality, is suddenly not there, the characteristics in that body, mind, organism can still be there, will still be there. And in fact, they become less restricted by the fact that there's no longer a me or a mother or father telling them how they should be. I notice with people who have died that somehow their characteristics are much more open. So one of the characteristics can be to see everything in a very dramatic way. But of course, when that's happening, when there isn't anyone, that's just what's happening. It's the way that characteristic sees things, or that character sees. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's what's happening, apparently.
The thing is, I know how to repeat the statements of this message, even though I don't necessarily feel like it is reality. Like, you know, I could say things like there's no liberation because there's no one that dies and blah, 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 blah. But it just seems like this tremendous goal.
A tremendous goal.
A tremendous goal to reach the end of searching or whatever.
But that comes out of you feeling that you're very important. And that your life is very important, and what will happen in it is important. And possibly insurmountable.
And other people who feel separate might not feel that as important, have that level of
self-importance. It's varies a lot.
I can't overcome that, though.
Well, of course you can't. There isn't anyone to overcome it. It's what's happening, apparently. All there is nothing apparently happening. It's just nothing apparently happening.
And it's only the me that would want to change that.
Or would try to make it more important than it is. There's nothing that's important or significant, because there's only nothing apparently happening, and what is apparently happening is completely without meaning or purpose. It just is what it is. It's complete. This is complete already. Even that which sits there and says, I don't get this, I want to get it, that's also nothing apparently happening. It's complete. It's the beloved.
I feel like I have to make things important because then I have to be there to make sure that they go.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not there, everything's gonna get all fucked up.
Yeah. But it's you apparently being there that fucks everything.
Yeah, I know. I heard that.
Apparently.
Roland.
Hello. As you say, this message is so simple and ordinary to understand. Are you able to understand me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yes.
It's the
Yes.
simplest, most ordinary thing.
So, why in this full room of people, apparently, people are still trying to get this message if it is so simple and ordinary?
I don't think I'm not sure whether I'm hearing that, but the mind, the seeking mind will much complicate everything and make it really important. This is too simple for the seeking energy. What we're talking about here is much too simple for the seeking energy. You know, the seeking energy would say, well, it can't be just sitting on a seat. I mean, it's got to be far more dramatic than that. Sort of about good and evil and da-da-da-da-da.
So, like you also say that there is no concept of time here, right? So it doesn't happen in time, it's already there.
What is already there?
This, the reality or
There is only what is.
what is, yeah.
It's always, well, there isn't always because there's no past or future.
Yeah.
But there is only what is. Whatever you could call it what is or
But-
nothing. There's only nothing.
But according to this apparent world, when it happens to some person or when some persons realize that there was no one ever there, we can say that, like, let's
No,
say,
there isn't anybody that realises there's nobody there. When there's nobody there, it's realised there was nobody there. That's dramatically different.
yeah. One more question, can we talk about like belief system? So let's say some person was listening to some other speaker, maybe a spiritual guru or something like that. He or she told the person to do this and do that, and then you will reach liberation and enlightenment. At that point of time, that person believes that. Then he moves to some different speaker, then to another, then it comes to you. So still it's a still. Don't you think to a person it's still a belief system?
Sorry?
Don't you think it's a new story that mind has created that
It's not a new story, but this isn't the story. This is not a story. It's exposing, it's illuminating that there's no story. There's an appearance of a story,
yeah.
but it's only an appearance, and it's utterly meaningless. It's not a new story. It's not a different, or it's not a new story from somebody who's a teacher. There is no connection between what's being communicated here and teaching of any kind. So all teaching is based on the illusion there is somebody to teach and there's somewhere to go. There's nowhere to go. This is already complete. Where would there be anywhere to go?
But for the mind it is a new story, no? But
Sorry?
For the mind, it's a new belief or a story that
Oh yeah, the mind is
for mind it feels like now I have got something new
yeah.
that says me that there is nowhere to go.
No.
So it feels calming to the mind that
The mind is intentional always.
yeah. So now for mind it feels like now I've got new idea or new belief that there is nowhere to go. So
It's only an idea.
Yeah, it's an
So you
idea.
play with that idea for years.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little confusing.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah. To believe anything or not believe anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. It's about the seeking energy, which is a nuisance.
Maybe take that slightly away from your mouth a bit.
Nearer,
No.
I can hear you, but it's a
far, far, like that.
bit maybe.
This seeking energy is a nuisance.
Speaking is a nuisance.
No, no, the seeking energy, to seek, it is not peace.
It's not.
It is not peaceful.
No. No, I remember that.
Yes. And
It's exciting though. It can be exciting. I mean, seeking can become a drug, you know, it's very exciting. And it makes the seeker feel important.
yes. That's what I wanted to ask. What is the force? What drives
There's no
that?
point to it at all. It's utterly wonderfully futile. But for the seeker, it's not. And for the seeker, it's a very important activity, leading them to self-glorification or whatever you like.
Uh-huh.
Why not? It's fascinating. It's a fascinating activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's not possible to give up the seeking, right? Because there's no one to give anything up. So,
It's utterly, but the whole energy of seeking is utterly futile, completely, because of where it comes from. It comes from the sense of a subject-object reality. You know, seeking, all seeking is born and fed by the sense of subject-object or dualism. I am this, and I want to find that. So that's the simple mechanics of it. I am here, and I want to find that called whatever. And that obviously doesn't only apply to what the sort of field we're talking about. We're also talking about Christianity, Buddhism, all of those teachings, all of those religions are all based on I am here, and there's something out there that I can have. And that whole mechanism of two, the division, the two, is what drives and feeds seeking.
so when this me hears that it's completely futile,
Sorry?
so when this me here is hearing that the message that the seeking is futile, then the next mechanism is, okay, so can I give it up? But I'm doing exactly the same thing by saying to give
But
up.
what you're
doing
now
that.
seeking is giving up.
It's not here, so it's now still seeking, but giving up seeking.
It's like there's a Buddhist meditation which is to desire, not to desire. It's a joke. It's very totally silly. You can imagine people, you know, in the lotus position, spending years desiring not to desire, without realising how absolutely facile that idea is, and self-destroying.
Tony, honestly, like I like the word you use, which is an illumination. This illuminates the futility of seeking. And you also say, obviously, and I've said this to you earlier this weekend, you say that there's no agenda or intention behind that illumination. But it feels to me, and this isn't a criticism, obviously I enjoy it.
It doesn't matter if it is.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
It seems to me that this illumination is utterly destructive of beliefs and ideas and any kind of ideologies or anything you could hold on to for hope. How can there be something so...
Oh, it happens to be that, but it doesn't intend to be that.
I don't understand how something could absolutely rip apart everything.
But it can't help doing that by the very nature of what it is. The illumination is that there is only this, which completely destroys any idea that there's anything else. Incidentally, not by intention.
Then I think, is it my fault that I'm so drawn to something that's destructive?
It's your fault.
I'm thinking, is it my fault that I'm drawn to something that is so...
Of course it is your fault. You're an idiot.
I don't understand why I'm sitting here drawn to something that
But
is...
you can't help it. You can't help. There isn't anybody that can help that. Stop it or stop it. The seeker is a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets its time upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a story told by a dreamer, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. That's a sort of slight bastardization of Shakespeare.
That energy be felt.
What energy?
I
I'm
don't
not by
know.
anyone, no, nobody feels it. The individual wouldn't feel it. If there was an energy, the individual would convert it into something that's happening to them, into something. But it's not knowable in that way.
For me, there's a feeling like a silence or something very strong. And then it's so strong I can't hold it and my mind is running away. But
Yeah.
something a little bit like being drunk.
Yeah,
I think I can feel something.
yeah.
feels piercing.
Sorry?
It feels piercing.
Pearson.
Piercing.
Piercing. Really? Oh. That's not how I would think it would feel. But,
What's that? Well, I would say that it's something, it feels like within the body, and then there's something within me that is just like wants to like come up, and then but then the body's like holding on, like almost fighting it. It's like an internal battle.
You're the mind.
Hi, Tony. For this individual, for this me, why is it in nature more open energy, and was maybe parents or marriage or so it is more contracted? Just a play from the energy and this dualism feeling.
I'm not sure what you're saying, really.
Me either. For this me, when I walk around in nature, so the energy is more open.
Oh, that's your...
My feeling.
That's just an emotional feeling.
Yes.
This is nothing like that.
No. And how comes this different energy if in nature it's open and if...
That's the way, that's the nature of nothing.
Of
Nothing
nothing.
emerges as every energy, everything that appears to happen.
Yeah.
Including the apparent difference in the feeling you have walking through nature or in the woods to the feeling you have walking down a city street. But what we're talking about is beyond all of that.
Yeah.
Well, when I say beyond it, this is something that the me cannot feel in any way at all. Like the me would feel the energy of nature, and it would be relaxing for that.
Yeah.
Possibly, let's say it in simple terms. But this energy is nothing like anything like that.
It's
It
more.
can't be described or known, and it's never felt by the individual.
So a flower is flowering and a human life is flowering, yet I take it personal.
Well, me takes everything personally, yeah.
Yeah. And if something is happening, nothing can be done.
No,
Just simply
really,
breathing
no,
and
no.
say, okay, that,
No.
okay, that.
You taking your feelings personally is perfect.
No feelings person.
Well, any feeling. Whatever is happening to you is the beloved. Whatever's happening to you is the beloved. It's making love to you, but in some way or other that is then rejected by you interpreting or taking ownership of what's happening.
Yeah, sometimes my feeling is it is very strange. Yeah. What appears. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But everybody in this room is being made love to.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily apparent because there isn't anybody in this room, but as far as the me is concerned, the me is always projecting forward. The me lives in its mind, the mind mainly, but the feelings are always projecting forward into something else, whereas the lover is this already. The beloved is already there. So this is the lover, and this is me looking for the lover.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
In my case, it's not so the fear that I'm not there. It's more the fear of letting go control or not be in control. Yeah.
There is no control, but there is no one that can let go of it.
There is a kind of understanding in the mind. But
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
You said that the beloved is making love to the person and the person is resisting
And not making love to the person,
to the...
just making love.
Ah, okay. But you mentioned the resistance.
Sorry?
You mentioned that there is a resistance from the side of the me. No?
The me can't sense it, no.
Uh,
It can't be sensed by the me.
But you mentioned some resistance in this sentence, no?
Resistance.
Resistance.
It's simply that the me is projecting forward all the time, and the beloved is already this. So in that way, energetically, the beloved is already this, but the me is looking for this. So you can imagine it's like a blanket of absolute love that is constantly there. It's not coming down from anywhere. It is constantly all there is, but the seeker is looking for it somewhere else.
Okay.
Is that all right? Well, see what happens and give me another week. I just think I was like that.
Sorry?
See what happens and
Yeah. I think it was about. I was thinking that, of course, it's about me. That I feel like I'm resisting life. I am resisting what's coming towards me.
Yeah.
And I wonder why, why I resist life.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You don't resist if there isn't anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
But the nature of the me is to move forward. It's always moving. The nature of the me, the seeker, is always moving. And what it seeks.
Yeah, but still I don't understand how it comes to resistance for me.
Well, you call it resistance. It's not really. I would call it more avoidance than resistance.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's more
But
avoidance.
you're not. you aren't avoiding, there is no you to avoid, but the energy of seeking is to avoid. Because don't, you know, let's be clear about it. All seeking is saying that this can't be it. The very act of seeking, the very idea of teaching is actually a confirmation that this can't be it. Or it can't be this, it's got to be.
So this is the avoidance that it can't be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, it's like a tragedy, or it's incredible when you think about that whole movement. The beloved is all there is to always. And the seeking, where is it? You know, it's sort of amazing, and yet what's rather beautiful about that whole thing is that actually all of it is meaning. This and this is meaning. It's nothing apparently happening. That's why the unconditionally, that's why it's unconditional love. It's unconditional. This is unconditional. This is there and that, and both are the same thing. It isn't, you know, it is all nothing, it's nothing, and this is nothing. It isn't that this is only nothing and that isn't nothing.
It's like a film scene when two lovers on the beach run into each other with open arms, but one is always missing the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
and to a certain extent, of course, the lovers in the film or whatever are always meeting unrequited love, you know, in the entertainment world and in films especially. The story of unrequited love sells very well. Because actually we all know, or the seeker knows, that it will never find the love that it really longs for. It won't necessarily know that here. But there's always, that's why unrequited love is so attractive in entertainment, and there's so many people that come to watch it, because it's a confirmation of something they already know. Without knowing it, I'm not talking about knowing it. People already sense that they love, the love they really long for is not possible for them. They will never meet the love they long for.
It's funny because I have the feeling like, okay, I can accept this is everything, I don't need anymore. Tada, this is it, and then no.
Yeah.
Tada,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. And I think there are all sorts of experiences that people can have in ordinary life. I'm talking about in ordinary life, ordinary people can have all sorts of orgasmic experiences at every level, sport, making love, whatever. They can have climatic, orgasmic experiences, and either within the experience or at the end of it, this isn't there. Never is. Right.
Hi, Tony. You were just talking earlier about unrequited love and how that's such a powerful story. And yesterday you were saying that one of the things that artists do is to, through their art, to tell us, to describe the yearning that we all feel for, this thing that we're seeking for.
It's an expression of longing.
Yeah, exactly. It's an expression of longing. And that made me think that, there are, in some of the sort of most elevated examples of art, that love stops being unrequited and it becomes realized. Say, for example, Romeo and Juliet, they do get together. But as soon as they do get together, then they die because of social circumstances. And so they achieve it, but it doesn't last for long. Mm-hmm. So there's a recognition that even that story is condemned to fail, as it were. Mm-hmm. But what I wanted to ask you was that in the quote that you gave us now, the one about the player strutting his
the Shakespeare, Macbeth.
That seems to me, that quote seems to suggest that Shakespeare's gone beyond all of that to realizing it's all bollocks.
Well,
it's all just characters.
Totally.
And that we're like actors and eventually the play will be over,
Yeah.
and the character will be dead.
I mean, really, Romeo and Juliet saying the same thing, actually. But yeah, that's how, there are characters, there are people that somehow get something, not necessarily that it's that then the person has died, Shakespeare, but there's a sense of this. So in a lot of Shakespeare's work and other people's work, they touch upon this in some way or other.
Yeah.
No question. My bounty is boundless as the ocean, my love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Tony? Is it a kind of letting go in the situation, just relaxing, just to feel it?
There can be, for the individual, a relaxation and a sense of letting go. But that isn't what this is about.
Mm.
Just another thing that's apparently happening. Mike, please. Thank you.
Yes, Tony. All there is, nobody will buy it if there is
Sorry, nobody
will buy it if there is no mind.
I'm not getting that. Nobody.
Also,
Nobody.
no one can buy what is
No.
if there's no mind.
Well, that's a bit dangerous. Yeah, you could say it's no mind. It's not. But it's everything and nothing. So mind is also mind. There isn't anything that can be denied because everything is already nothing. So the idea that it's no mind is a teacher's idea. Get rid of your mind and you'll be in heaven. I mean, come on, it's bullshit. Because it's denying something. It's not saying. This has no connection with that idea at all. No mind. It's a Buddhist. No mind. No mind. It's bullshit. It's very narrow. So everything is wonderful and it's the beloved, but not the mind. The mind is evil. The mind is the devil.
Okay, thanks.
Mind is the beloved. Minding.
I don't know. So after listening to all this message, now mind has created a new story.
Sorry, tell it off.
After listening to your messages, now mind has created a new story that if that apparent falling away happens, it will happen, or if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So is this a right analogy, or am
No, it's a nice idea. Yeah.
It's a last idea.
It's a nice idea.
But
if it happens, it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, it won't happen. If it does happen, it will happen. It's just another idea.
But
nothing ever happens. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. This is nothing happening.
no,
Nothing happening.
apparent happening I'm talking about, that apparent falling away.
Oh.
Like for you, there was that apparent time, but Tony was there, but now he's not there anymore.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So now mind has created this, that if this apparent falling away of Pankaj happens, it will happen or it will not happen. So is this right analogy, or I'm getting something wrong here? Is this right analogy?
There's nothing right or wrong. All there is nothing apparently happening.
But it still doesn't answer the question.
Do you think you've got a formula? Do you think you found a formula?
No. I wouldn't be here then.
It's not so funny.
I think it is.
You think this here is no way out.
There's no way out, which isn't funny.
It's not funny.
But it's very funny when there's no one trying to get out.
No.
I can work a lot.
You can?
I can work a lot, and I don't sleep a lot of time. But if I'm here, and I think other persons do, even if I have slept 12 hours before, I'm always sleeping here.
Oh.
Why?
Do you go to sleep here, do you? You go to sleep quite a lot.
Yes, I'm going here to sleep.
No.
And other persons too.
There's quite a lot of people here asleep.
Is there any reason why?
Yeah, it's avoidance.
Avoidance.
But nobody does that. It's just.
Avoidance of your message.
It's not my message actually, but yeah, it's avoidance of this.
Mm-hmm.
Avoidance of this, the frightening, staggering, stunning realization that all there is this. That people don't want to know about that. Oh, it's all over. So I won't hear that, I'll go to sleep. When I wake up, it'll still be going. I'll still be here, thinking. I don't want to die.
I literally was thinking that before I laid down.
Yeah.
I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm great.
You don't go to sleep. You don't make that happen. You just go to sleep.
Yeah, just happens. I can't stay awake. Okay.
Tony, I asked you about the same thing when I rang you up after when we were in London, because I slept for most of the Sunday in London. And I said, do you think I was avoiding it? And you said it might just be that there was just a huge relaxation.
Take that last bit again, it might be. What did
There was just a big relaxation.
No, not mine.
But I've just been asleep today as well.
I noticed that.
And I think today is definitely avoidance.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was then.
But you don't do that, it's just what's happening.
But what I was going to say is, it feels like to be awake is too painful, physically painful, because I feel comfortable sitting here talking to you, or sometimes I listen, but talking to you when I feel like there's a hope that it's going to help.
Yeah, you think you're getting somewhere talking to me.
But when I'm sitting here and I can't come up with a story about how this is going to pay off, I feel pain.
Yeah.
And then it's just
because you're not then getting anywhere. Yeah.
It's more comfortable to be. Yeah.
No. But of course the pain is the beloved, of course.
I don't know if that will help if I try that.
No, it won't.
When I'm in great pain.
Nothing helps. There's no help. This is hopeless.
But if that body's in pain, you don't reassure yourself by saying it's the beloved, obviously.
Well, no, but hold on, you're still somewhere. You think there's someone here that does or doesn't say something is the beloved.
I can't think of you as someone who isn't someone.
That's okay.
When we chatted at the back earlier, I walked to the front and I thought, I want to be like him.
No, oh. No, that's okay. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Same happened to me when you mentioned the Ferrari.
Oh no, it's the Ferrari that gets it.
No, sorry. As we are in the complaining section.
We're in the complaining section, so I
right.
I have the usual one. I suppose you've heard it many times, but it's one of those things that you can't come up with a reasonable explanation. As everything is the beloved, and we apparently are in the same sort of reality, why is this reality we perceive as me made vastly of suffering?
So do what?
This reality we are in as me, separate.
As far as you're concerned, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. It seems to me that's vastly made of suffering. And made of suffering. People.
What meaning is made of suffering?
No, I mean the reality we perceive. We as separate
the seeker
seekers.
Yeah.
Yes. But not only seekers, I mean ordinary people.
No, hold on, there's only seekers or not.
Yeah, well, okay, you can equate them, ordinary people as seekers or something, in any case, okay. Could this reality be just made of, happiness instead? You see what I mean?
Happiness is so bloody boring.
Is it? Well, I don't get so much of it to get bored with. So, yeah. No, I was just thinking about something very practical. Just a very good friend of mine jumped off the 4th floor to her death. You see what I mean? It's very difficult for me to deal with the idea that there's only something happening, there's nothing wrong with it, and all that. You see what I mean?
Oh no, you can't. But the individual can't do that. That's a concept. My friend falling off, whatever, is just what's happening. It's a concept as far as the individual is concerned, because the individual lives in this world of, subject object all the time. So it tries to turn everything by saying, oh, that's just what's happening, so it's all right. It's just turning that into another object called acceptance.
No, I didn't. I wasn't trying to accept it in that way. I I was just
But I thought you
kind of
just said
wondering.
you.
No, I just wondering. I mean, why is there so much of it?
So much of what?
Suffering around.
Would you like there to be less suffering?
No, I was just wondering why. Of course, there isn't the opposite instead. Is what I mean. You look around, and as every day you talk to people, and then whatever in this world we perceived as real.
Ah. You said it all, man.
Okay.
Soon you won't even need to answer questions. People will just answer themselves.
No.
Is this like accidentally forgetting to be myself?
Oh, sweetheart. That's a good idea. Why didn't you start a movement? Forgetting you are, it's so sweet. Who wants to forget? Gotcha. Right?
Amnesia pills for amnesia.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. I travel halfway across the world to be here. And then once I get here, I just want to run away.
No.
Really, because something senses that this is the most amazing thing. In a way, the way I feel is that the only thing ever worth doing anything for.
No question.
And
no, absolutely no question.
And it's like at the same time I'm sitting here, and it's like both.
Yeah. Well, I think I've said before, Claire and I are amazed that anybody would ever come and listen to it. And yet, in another way, we are also amazed that the whole world isn't in this room. I could buy lots of Ferraris.
You mentioned Lamborghini.
No, Lamborghini, no. Even the very name, Lamborghini, is sort of sexy, isn't it?
Well, they made one called Diablo.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll have a look.
You said that everything is like meaningless, and I just can imagine it by drinking. For example, my girlfriend left me, I'm very sad. I drank a lot of alcohol, and it was meaningless.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, but more that you were like drinking a lot is a way of avoiding. It's not the same thing as what we're trying.
That's the only way I can imagine meaning.
Well, apparently, yeah.
So Tony, in this duality, there's these mindfulness movements that you know, mindfulness.
Oh,
being-
mindfulness.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that they are improving somehow the life in this endless dream. On the other hand, they are reinforcing again the I, the me.
On the other hand,
the mind, being mindful of everything and being conscious, it's reinforcing the I again. So
of course, it's awareness. Actually, it's another form of awareness. Mindfulness is just another word for awareness. And awareness is a way of knowing. Is an activity of knowing, which can only exist in dualism. I know. There's a knower and a known. In mindfulness, there is something that's mindful of something else. It's a dual activity. It's the latest fashion.
It is, like so many people are being trained by,
It's huge industry now. I've been asked to do a lecture, I've been asked to do an interview about mindfulness. An email arrived just before we came here, asking if I would like to do an interview about mindfulness. Well, it would be ridiculous. But I would tell them that. They're pointing me, talking about something that, as far as I'm concerned, is just another form of separation.
Play with words. Is it possible to say that all there is aware of being, full stop?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's possible, but I wouldn't say it. No. All I can really say, or this can say, is all there is nothing apparently happening. That gets as near, it's not it, but it gets as near as possible. This is nothing. And it's apparently happening. So when you start talking about things like being or presence, the mind immediately objectifies it. It's difficult to objectify all there is nothing apparently happening. But that can be done as well. The mind is brilliant.
Yeah, but
Whatever. Do you want a mic? Somebody over there's got their hand up.
Can I just
Sorry, go
a second? But whatever is producing the words we are hearing.
Yeah.
Is that
whatever
aware of doing that?
There's no awareness here. There's just words, or not words. But what did you say that again? Then?
Of course, there's no definition of it, but whatever is producing the words, these words come from nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. But there must be some sort of awareness that these words are coming up.
Oh, no, of course not.
No,
there's no awareness. There's nothing here that's aware or conscious. There's just response. Was there somebody over there? Or? Can you? Okay.
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
The fact that we are here, should I get up? the fact that we're here doesn't.
I'm not here.
The fact that these people are here in this room, does it in any way up our chance of seeing this?
Oh, sweetie, you don't have a chance.
There's
no chance. It's utterly hopeless. There's no chance. And there's no need for a chance because already this is the beloved.
Right. But it seems that people that see through this illusion have heard this message before, right? I know.
So I'm afraid you'll have to say that again. I'm not.
It seems that people who realize that this is that see through.
But this isn't about realizing anything. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
It's just the falling away of an illusion. apparently.
So,
And when it's fallen away, it's realised, it's by no one that there never was an illusion.
right. And
Has
so,
that buggered you up?
sorry,
Has that buggered your question up?
has it? Oh, sorry,
Go
I can. So then I don't know how to ask this question.
Oh.
Well, I think what I'm asking is, in the humans, like you, where they now see this as an illusion, it seems that those humans have heard this message before it happens, right? Do you see what I'm saying?
The human has heard this message before.
Like, people don't, is awaken the right word?
People don't awaken, there's no such thing as awakening, no.
But the people that do awaken to...
I didn't awaken.
Okay, what did you then?
Nothing, I didn't feel it.
Nothing, okay.
There was an illusion that there was a world 20 past, and then that wasn't there anymore.
Right.
And you could call that a happening if you want to, but it's recognised afterwards that nothing happened.
She's asking whether Tony Parsons, when still having the illusion, had heard this message before the apparent happening.
No.
No. So it can happen with and without having heard the message. Yeah.
There are many movements that purport to be non-dualistic. And there are, like the Upanishads and so on, Advaita, Vedanta, and all of those things are recognised by most people in the world as apparently non-dual. But they aren't non-dual, because the Upanishads and Advaita Vedanta are both, in simple terms, teachings. This is not a teaching.
Right.
And it sees the whole of this reality as utterly without meaning or purpose. This had never come across that before, ever.
Right. And so it doesn't help in any way.
I don't mind. No.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it's tea time.